Okay, so now I'm just going to be going through my solutions for each of the solves. So for solve number 1, this was the scramble. It was pretty good. Everything resulted in a 2-flip, but it was fairly few moves to the 2-flip from whatever angle you did. Like if I wanted to do the 1-flip top here, I would just do that, and then I'd end up with these 2-flipped. So then there's a bunch of V's, like the yellow ends up in a 2-flip, blue ends up in a 2-flip, green, you actually end up with a layer, but then 2-flip last layer. Blue is the most efficient that I saw, because it cancels out one move here. So you would do like R, you would do like R, U prime, and then cancel into the hedge, insert. But what I decided to do instead of that was the yellow V. It's not that I didn't see the blue. I did see the blue, but I thought it was a bit risky for lockups and stuff. So what I decided to do instead was the yellow V. So it's 2 moves, pretty easy to track. So then I did that, and then instead of canceling like that into that, I did a U, hedge, insert, tip. I think I did the tip like that actually, but I did it that way just because it was a bit more finger trick friendly, so I didn't think I was going to lock up. For solve 2, okay, I'm doing it right. I think I mis-scrambled here. Oh, yeah. So, here there was a pretty easy red V like this. I mean, it's a pretty blocky scramble. It looks pretty good, but then when you look at it more, it turns out to not be that good, because you'd see these 2 blue here. I mean, you could kind of do something like that, which would also do a good L4E, but it's a lot of moves, so I wouldn't one-look it. So instead I did red, which you do like, I held it with the, so that the V would be solved in the front. So I did U prime, tip, R prime, and then these 2 tips, rotated, and then instead of doing like, you can do sledge, use sledge here, but I don't like how it's 2 extra moves for like marginally better finger tricks. So what I did is just insert this edge up to here normally, and then U prime like that. And I didn't do wrist finger trick, like wrist turns like this, just because I don't like it for this L4E, and then that tip. Okay, so then for solve 3, so this one is actually like, again, it looks pretty good, but then when you like start inspecting, you realize it's not too great. So you can do like sort of like almost bell to 1-flip here. You could do like use sledge, and then you're left with this easy top, but I didn't really see that when I was inspecting it. So I looked at this V, and noticed you can like almost do a sledge to solve it. So I was like, it might be good, but then this is flipped, so turned it out to not be that good. So I finally decided on the green V here. Now it's a bit move heavy, but it's fairly finger tricky. So what you could do is so it's gonna end up to this L4E, which I recognize all L4Es by just the 3 edges in the top. So I just had to look at this, and I already knew what case it was. You could do it first from this angle and pretend this is a V, and do like pseudo V, but what I did is the tip, and then a 3 cycle like that to solve the V. Now these cases come up semi-often. It's pretty useful to know, actually. So you do that, rotate, U prime, and then L4E. So solve 4. Okay, so for this one, again, there's nothing too outstanding right away. Like, nothing particularly stood out to me. I mean, I saw that you could kind of do 2 moves to a sledge to get the green V, but it's just 2 move heavy, and it didn't even result in a good L4E anyways. So what I decided on, I spent some time inspecting because I didn't want to mess it up because I already had some good counting times. So you can do 1 move, and then you can solve the entire V now with 3 cycle. So you do R, hedge. Now, with hedges, it moves this edge down and this one up. So it just moves this like an L and this like an R. And I didn't need to worry about this edge because it's not part of the V. So I just did these 2 tips. And then I did, so this is actually pretty good. You can do R prime R, so it's really fast. And then hedge, this tip, rotated, then U. Most people do this L4E wrong. They do like this to this case, which isn't good at all. What you should do instead is like hedge, U prime, then insert. So now for the 5th and final solve. So on this one, the first thing I saw you can do is the yellow V, which is 2 moves to a 3 cycle, which is similar to the last one. You can still apply the same concepts. So the first way that I saw you can execute this is like LU sledge, but that's not good because then you have these 2 here and you need to do like this really big rotation, and it's just like not very good. It was something like, so what I decided to do instead was execute it from this angle, so that it's a lot easier rotation to L4E, because then it's just this instead of having to rotate through like the whole cube like that. So I did the tip, U, R, 3 cycle. Now I could have canceled, but I didn't really realize that because the first part of this L4E is to do an R, and you're doing a U prime here, which is just the same as doing an R prime from this angle, but that's like a more nitpicky thing. So then you just rotate up and L4E. One thing I might do from this for this case, depending on the angle in AUF, is hold it like this and then do that, and then I'm left with this 6 mover. So it's pretty finger tricky. Fast, it's like that. But since this was already set up for the normal alg, I just did the normal one.